Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Reba here. So I tried uploading a video earlier this week, and then the music was too loud, and my phone had done a whole bunch of updates, and really just what is making it difficult for me to figure out how to get my videos uploaded. And also my computer isn't recognizing my cell phone anymore, so I can't just get the videos and edit them on my computer. But I am wanting to start editing my videos more and that sort of thing. And I also have been really thinking about the direction I want the channel to go in and how I want to do it. And so I definitely want to stay true to myself and who I am. And so yeah. So I was thinking about maybe showing you guys how all of the trees and bushes look with their fall colors, and I also wanted to share and talk about the gooseberries. So I've got some gooseberry cuttings over in my greenhouse over this direction, and then I've got some gooseberries right behind me and over in another little section of the yard. So let's take a look at that. Alright guys, so I really wanted to talk to you guys about my YouTube channel and why it's called Gooseberry Homestead. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And as you can see in my garden, I have more than gooseberries, and that comes into play with the last part of my YouTube channel name, which is Homestead. And so basically I am practicing homesteading skills living in a city environment in container pots. I don't really plant in the ground because I don't believe my landlord really wants me messing up or disturbing the ground too awful much. They don't mind me having a garden, but I'm trying to have less impact on the ground in the yard where we're renting. So I am practicing homesteading skills. That's the end goal here, is to have a homestead where all of my plants and my trees can go into the ground, you guys. So yeah. And if you can hear, my voice is a little bit deeper because I've been sick and I've been coughing, and I'm like getting better and I feel a lot better. So that's another reason why I haven't really had any videos. Plus I was struggling to get my other video out earlier this week. I might have already mentioned that. So anyways, Gooseberry Homestead. My very first YouTube video on YouTube was of a gooseberry. I had this really awesome gooseberry, and I didn't know what the name was. I bought it from a nursery of sorts, and the nursery just had it labeled gooseberry. No cultivar other than just gooseberry, because like a lot of our gooseberries, like at a lot of nurseries, will say, you know, Pixwell or what have you, and so they all have their different names. Pardon me. So this one just said gooseberry. And when I went to move, because we were military, I wasn't able to bring that gooseberry plant with me. So I'd collected seeds from my gooseberry plant and I brought them with me. And when I moved here, I planted those seeds back in 2016. It was in the fall of 2016 or towards the end of the summer of 2016. And then I had one tiny sprout come up that fall, about August time frame, and it survived the winter and then continued growing the next year. And then all the other seeds sprouted up in the pot that it was in 2017 in the spring. And these plants that you see right here, this one here, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here, were all grown from seeds that I had collected from my gooseberries. And these two were from a different type of gooseberry that I had gotten. And this one here, and this one here, and this one here were all from the mother plant that you will see in the very first video that I've ever done on YouTube. And so, pardon me. And so, I just really wanted to share with you guys who are new to my channel the reasoning behind the name of the Gooseberry Homestead. And not only that, but why I chose that name and why I had originally got that gooseberry to begin with. You see, when I was a child, my grandfather had one gooseberry in his yard. He had like a food forest before all the YouTube channels were big. He was already doing like permaculture, and he was already doing all these things that all you see all these YouTubers that have all these big channels and everything. My grandfather was doing those things, and we had a food forest, and I grew up with that, and I was spoiled with that. And then when I grew up and got married and moved out on my own and had my own family, I didn't have that anymore. And so I've really missed it over the years. So I've begun collecting for my own food forest. And so my grandfather, like I said, had this one gooseberry in the midst of his food forest. And I remember asking him if I could have one, and he told me, I don't want you messing with my gooseberry, but I'll let you try it this one time. So he gave me one of the gooseberries, and the gooseberry was really green and very, very tart. And I spit it out and I said, no, thank you, no problem. I will never touch your gooseberry. That is disgusting. And it was just way too sour, and I didn't like sour stuff at that age. And so he never had a problem with me ever eating his gooseberries ever again, or ever for that matter, because that was the first time I tried it. So yeah, so my grandfather would have my grandmother make him gooseberry pies, at least one every year, from that little plant. And I don't believe it really lived very long, because I don't remember seeing it when I was in my college years. I don't remember seeing that gooseberry in the spot that it had once been in the yard. And I think at some point it had died and I didn't realize it. And my grandmother, I think the gooseberry was really for my grandfather, but my grandmother would make the pies. But anyways, so I believe it was a Pixwell. It was just one of the regular little green gooseberries, and it had smooth skin. I don't remember it being kind of furry or fuzzy looking. So of these ones that I have, they have begun to fruit. This one here has put on fruit this year. This one put on fruit, and so did this one. But these two have not put on fruit yet. I'm hoping that next year we'll have fruit on them. I am going to be potting them up into these larger pots, possibly, or a next size up from this, which is just a little bit smaller than these ones here. And so I think I'm going to be putting my figs into these ones here. And so I think, I'm not exactly sure how big these pots are. But anyways, so these are the gooseberries that I have, my bigger plants that I have right now. Let's show you guys these other ones over here. So these ones right here, I'm walking through spider webs, are some of the cuttings that I've taken from a bunch of my gooseberries. And so these are how these ones are doing now, and they're looking really great. I also have some more cuttings from my bushes this year over in the greenhouse, and I'll show you guys those in another video, but because I don't really think it's necessary to show them right now. They look pretty much like these ones here, and they're in the same size pot. So those are my gooseberries for now, and eventually I would like to try to start collecting every variety of gooseberry that I can purchase and have in our family homestead garden. That way I can have an abundance of gooseberries to use in cooking and making preserves, and being able to take jams and stuff like that to like farmers markets and that sort of thing. So the end goal with all of my plants is really to have a home business of some sort, whether it be a plant nursery and or doing farmers markets and having preserves and that sort of thing. I am really leaning towards preserves, and so I'm going to be making some preserves with some of the berries I've collected this year, as soon as fall hits a little bit more and I'm not able to come outside as much. So I've already frozen all of my berries and that sort of thing. So now let's just take a look, you guys, at these beautiful colors on the trees. Now I did do 2 videos in the last week and a half. Neither one of them would upload. I was spending a whole day trying to upload my videos, you guys. And so that's why this video is actually going to be a lot shorter, and I'm going to keep it really sweet. We're going to be ending it here really soon. But not before you guys can see the beautiful colors of the trees and the elderberries and stuff. So the elderberries are losing their leaves. Look at this gorgeous bronze on here. Isn't that beautiful? This is what they look like when they start falling off and getting ready to fall off. But this is the color that they normally are all summer long, is this beautiful bronze color. This is my thundercloud. And then here's my cutting from the thundercloud. I'll be keeping that thundercloud here, and I'll also be keeping this alesso. And then I have another alesso here. And then here are the cuttings that I will be using for trading in the spring, possibly for trading for other fig trees or other varieties of berry bushes or what have you. So that is the idea. I'll be using my elderberries as a trading tool. And then here are some more of my elderberries. They are looking beautiful. And I do have a couple cutting or rootings in this pot and in this pot. I think I got a spider in my hair. Oh my goodness, you guys, look how beautiful this is. This is the Russian high cranberry that I got at Raintree. It is absolutely beautiful. I just love the fall colors. And look at the new growth it's going to put on next year. Just beautiful. I'm loving it. Oh, and the Crandall black currant right here. Look at the beautiful red crimson leaves. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And this year, you guys, my Blueberry Sharp has, oh man, this is the first year it's ever turned red like this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely beautiful. And then it also has been blooming. It's still got blossoms here that are trying to open up, and we've got blueberry sets here trying to make blueberries, and I have another blueberry up there. Pardon me. All right. So here is my pink lemonade right here, and it is beautiful too. It is a lot redder than it was last year. And somebody had made comments in some of my past blueberry videos, but this is very normal. This is a protection that the blueberry bushes do, and they turn red and it doesn't hurt them at all, and it'll turn brown again. So that red color that you see on the stems, that actually fades during the winter, and then yeah, so whenever it gets cold, it starts doing this. It's a protection a form of protection for the blueberries. Even my sharp blueberry has some red on some of it, but not all of it. So that kind of just gives you an idea. And my shoots coming up, and I moved them up so that bunny rabbit couldn't eat them, you guys. And then this one right here, you guys, absolutely beautiful. This is the Patriot, I believe. Yes, the Patriot, and it looks beautiful. And I did do some pruning on the Spartan over here, and it looks really beautiful too. Like, these leaves are just super bright red, like way redder than some of the other ones here on the tips. So I just think it looks absolutely beautiful. I pruned it pretty heavily because I was trying to get more upright growth, like you see with my other blueberries. They're a little bit more upright, and this one was bushing out more, and I just want to have it more confined. So apple trees are looking really good. My squash plants have all died back because we've had frost. We got frost earlier than we were supposed to. Well, I think we got it right when we were supposed to, but according to everything, they were saying we're supposed to get it later this month, like later this week. We got it about a week and a half early. So right here, you guys, is that apricot that I grew from seed. It is doing amazing. This is my Spanish apricot, and it is doing awesome. I had that one single node that was down here, tiny, just not even a limb, you guys. It was just a node on the tree, and over a yard it has grown. absolutely gorgeous. It's doing great. I've only trimmed a couple of the branches. I said I wasn't going to do any pruning, but I did do a tiny bit of pruning just in a couple little spots, and really only like maybe 3 or 4 snips at most, and I took off very minimal amount. Then right here I did do some pruning on the gold cot, just kind of cleaned it up just to keep the limbs from crossing, and I want to get the limbs while they're small so I don't create giant wounds. So that's the reasoning why I did the pruning right now instead of waiting for another 2 years to do pruning. I'd rather have smaller roots to deal with, or not roots. I was looking across here, and I saw the roots on the trees that I didn't sell because I had a whole bunch of curly willow in a bucket. Anyways, and I saw their roots, and I sorry. Anyways, squirrel. So anyways, this gold cot, I just wanted to make sure that between the 2 apricots and any kind of pruning on any of my trees that I do, that I get the I do the pruning on specific limbs that I want to make sure aren't growing in the wrong direction early on, because I don't want to create large wounds. That's the reason. But it looks beautiful. I love the coloring on this one as well. Just absolutely gorgeous. And they both have kind of the same golden, reddish orange color leaves. So that's really awesome. And then here is my European cherry plum that I grew from seed. And it is doing awesome. I really love the yellow coloring on the leaves. Absolutely beautiful. And we still have some green at the ends. I have a feeling we're going to have a really, really, really cold winter, and I will be needing to protect my trees the best I can. So I will probably be bringing these all up once they go dormant and putting them underneath the edge of the house over here under the overhang to protect them from the cold. And I'm thinking about possibly getting burlap and even wrapping them so that they stay nice and warm and that sort of thing. But right here is the culprit. This is the Fantasia. Look at the color on that, is absolutely stunning. But this is the culprit right here for it's some sort of blight that comes with certain trees. This was a store-bought tree I got from Costco, and it has like some sort of, it's called shot. I'm wanting to say shotgun, but that's probably wrong. But something shot. Anyways, it looks like it forms little holes, and like a little rust spot, and it forms little holes. Here's one right here. It forms that little rust spot, and then that part will fall out and leave a little hole in the leaf. Like here's one right here, it left a little hole. If you could see that right there, little hole. And so it has actually spread to all of my trees now. So as soon as these drop their leaves, I will be giving all of my trees a fungal spray treatment. So that'll be the next thing I get. Right here is the gold cot. This one took a lot of frost damage back in February, and I have a lot of really beautiful growth on it this year. And then I've got some of the I'm wanting to say citation peach from the graft down below has sprung up. So hopefully some of those will root, because I would love to see what those taste like. My Cosmic Crisp is this one right here. It is doing awesome. Don't know what it tastes like. Have not seen the fruit pop up in any of the stores here in Washington State close to where I live at all yet. I heard that they're supposed to be debuting this fall. So I still have not seen the Cosmic Crisp in the stores yet. And I'm looking forward to it. I really wanted to try it. Every time I go to the store, I'm looking for it. Right here is the Apple Crisp, and it's lost a lot of its color. But I have like a rust issue with it as well. But some of this is fall stuff, but some of it is like the speckling you see in here. Some of that is something that's, oops, fell off. Some of that is from something to do with this over here. But that tree actually looks pretty good right now. And then right here I've got cornelian cherries, and then I've got more cherry, and my ash right here is looking really good. And I was waiting for frost to do any picking on stuff. That's looking like it might be close to being ready. Not a lot of berries, because you really need more than one ash tree to get a really good crop. but I did get a few. And then that's pretty much it, you guys. Thanks for watching the video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click the bell button. As always, you guys have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.